Ali Behnam here. Last year, we introduced Moments IQ, which is our zero-party data capture solution. And for those of you not familiar with zero-party, it's just the ability to ask questions in a drip format. And the advantage is that you're going to get typically much higher response rate because you're not doing a full-blown survey. A lot of the use cases that we thought of early on were going to be around personalization, asking questions that are going to help you personalize the content. But one use case that we've come across with that really has captured our attention has been what Johnathan at Royal Mail did around getting consent. So I want to introduce Johnathan first. Johnathan is responsible for ensuring digital analytics tools at Royal Mail are provisioned accurately, compliantly, and empower marketing teams to understand the performance of their campaigns and make better decisions. Additionally, with a rich history across CRM and email marketing, Johnathan devises and implements strategies to collect and activate data that drives ROI for maximum commercial impact, as well as enhancing customer experiences. Johnathan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Thanks. So first question, for those in the audience not familiar with Royal Mail, can you explain who Royal Mail is, what your team does specifically, and how you came about to introduce Tealium to the organization?
Sure. So Royal Mail is the postal service in the UK. We are a gigantically analog organization, and we really provide products and services that enable our customers, whether that's individuals or businesses, to send and receive letters and parcels. In terms of the need for Tealium and this kind of like the digital shift, we've got a website and an app, and what we've been focusing on is really trying to make our products and services more flexible, more convenient, and that's naturally led to a bit of a digital shift. So nowadays, you can buy postage online, you can book a collection, so someone will come to your doorstep to collect that item and get it on its way. So really just trying to create that increased digital adoption, and that's driven the need for the Tealium product suite, essentially, that digital shift. So where I come in is kind of like essentially looking to manage the product suite, get the most out of it, increase the ROI, and we're really using kind of all of the tools. So almost instantly when you arrive, we have cookie consent being managed by Tealium. Tealium IQ also manages all of our tagging and tracking capabilities, so we can understand marketing performance, and that includes event stream for server-side tracking. We activate data into CRM through audience streams, got a number of use cases there, and we've also recently been using Moments as well. So yeah, we're using the full stack.
Perfect. So speaking of Moments IQ, can you describe the use case specifically, like what was the impetus for you utilizing the solution?
Yes. So one of our product lines is in our consumer space is special stamps. So we have this web shop, and roughly once a month we will issue a new special stamps release. Typically the launch process for that follows a similar pattern. So we've got a PR team, they'll write a press release, and that typically gets media creating awareness for us by writing articles. We'll have a paid media strategy that's run by campaign managers in coordination with our paid media agency. My team will send emails out, so we've got owned and earned channels working in collaboration. And all of this kind of works together to drive a spike of traffic over to our web shop. And when you're on our shop and you want to place an order, you've really got a couple of different options to check out. So you can see where it says continue, that's the kind of the guest checkout route. And we also have a registration route where it says create an account. What we know is that the majority of people continue as a guest. The issue for that with us in marketing is that the idea of the guest checkout is it's designed to be quicker, simpler, easier to use. So it's got some steps removed from it. And most importantly for us in marketing, it's got marketing permissions removed from that step. So whilst it is very swift and easy to use, we drive this big spike of traffic, but then we see most of it go out the other side without harnessing it, particularly because we see a lot of people using the guest checkout. So what we did, and I've got a demo here, is essentially used Moments IQ to proactively approach customers that take this route and acquire a marketing permission, or at least ask them if they want to be added to the list. So what we've got here, user checking out, using the guest checkout. It's a very straightforward process. Really only got a couple of steps: delivery address, shipping method, and then payment. And once you've paid, what you will see in a second, you'll return back to the kind of order confirmation page. And it's there that we've deployed moments to approach individuals and say, hey, before you go, would you like to be added to our emails? Yes or no? And what's really neat about this is we've captured the email address in the data layer. So we're not asking people to rekey in their email address, which is a simple yes/no question. So yeah, the functionality of that was really nice.
Awesome. And then you were mentioning some fine-tuning that you've done with the experiments once you deployed it. Like, can you elaborate on like what fine-tuning you did and what are some of the impacts?
Sure. So we've got a bit of a before and after here. So on the left is kind of out of the box, what it looks like, but we wanted to make it kind of like branded, so the look and feel was consistent. And the way in which you do that actually was really, really easy. So there's a config panel within the platform, and you simply overwrite the default values of things like font family, font size, color, and you just swap out what the default values are to your own brand values. So that was super easy to use. And then in terms of like where this is deployed, so this is on an order confirmation page, this is kind of critical. So at this point, people are kind of validating what they've just bought, so they're checking the address is correct, making sure they've ordered the right thing. So we tested out a few different delays. We found that 5 seconds versus 15 seconds kind of generated around 1 in 5 in terms of conversions. We thought we could do a little bit better than that, so we then did 10 versus 15, and then we started creeping up to that kind of 1 in 4, which we ultimately reached with an 8-second delay. So the reason we settled for that is because we actually reached parity with the other registration journey there. So 1 in 4 are happy to receive marketing.
Perfect. And can you share the result, like overall, what's been the, I mean, this is amazing because it's just super easy, right? You're collecting the information at the checkout process. Obviously, you don't want to bombard the visitor with marketing material, but once they complete the purchase, all of a sudden, they're a lot more open to subscribing to a newsletter. So what's been the result that you've noticed as a result of this?
That's the big headline stat. So we've actually added over 1,000 new subscribers every month consistently. And the most interesting thing about that is we still have controls in place. So we're not showing it to absolutely everybody that takes that guest checkout route, because there are certain conditions you have to meet in addition to taking the guest checkout option. So you've got to have accepted cookies for any of this stuff to fire. You must have added a special stamps product to your order. You can't already be an email subscriber because using the file import, we've already excluded you. So there's still conditions that take place. But what this has really led to is approximately 200% uplift every month from what we see on the registration route, because so few users are taking that option.
So just adding a checkbox after the confirmation step increases your newsletter subscriber rate by 200%?
Yeah, we were pretty shocked as well. So what happens next is, we send each new subscriber a welcome email. It just rounds up the most recent issues of stamps. And whilst this does drive some revenue, what we noticed immediately was the impact of engagement. Just to give you a clue, so the blue blocks here represent the engagement on this particular email across opens and clicks, and then the red trend line represents our average benchmark numbers across our other B2C comms. So immediately we saw a huge spike in engagement. We also have this concept of a control group. So following it down kind of top right to bottom left, we've got this mapped out as, you go into a checkout, we know 70% use the guest checkout, 30% go registration. Out of the 70% that go guest, then they're going to get the marketing permission popping up. Then you're going to have another split. Do they accept or decline at that point? And when they do accept, we're going to hold back 10% as a control group, and then allow 90% to go through and receive marketing. And then over time, we'll compare those two cohorts for average order value and customer lifetime value. And what we're hoping to demonstrate through that is we'll see an uplift in marketing compared to no marketing, which will then demonstrate the impact of doing this exercise.
Amazing. Okay. So this is great. What are some of the next iterations or experiments that you're planning to do with the product?
Well, we do have some further journeys that have a guest checkout, so we're looking at those. I'm also talking to our B2B team around improving lead gen. So our lead gen typically involves a web form, so if we can make that process easier and proactively approach prospects as they are indicating behavior that they might want to come and be an account customer, we'll look at that. I think assistance with navigation is a particularly strong use case for Moments because, again, you're able to directly interact with customers as they're navigating your site. And if they're demonstrating behavior that kind of means they might be a little bit stuck or they're looping around, then it could be a good opportunity to go, hey, can we help you get to where you need to go? But look, I think, in conclusion, I think what we've shown, we've just been doing some simple experiments, is like really powerful results. And for us, as a really large, complex organization, traditionally, we would have had to have gone and submitted a business case and requested funding and stood a project team up just to get a small change through. And this product provides a window that you can directly interface with your web property and carry out experiments for yourself and actually see real-time results. So it's been really powerful as a tool in our arsenal. So good job.
Terrific. Thank you. No, thank you so much, Johnathan. I mean, look, like every technology, I think it's a combination of art and science, right? And with Moments IQ, I would say it's like maybe 95% arts, 10% science. And when we introduced the product, a lot of the use cases were going to be around personalization, what kind of information you can collect around your visitors to better personalize the website experience. But what you've done is just something that we weren't even thinking about. And it's so simple, and it's absolutely very impactful. So thank you for sharing that information with us. Thank you.